Welcome to another edition of Fitness Friday Positives with Rachelle. It is great to be here with you on another Fitness Friday, the best day of the week. I hope your 2021 is off to a great start. I missed you all. And in case you missed last week's non-Fitness Friday Positives episode, I actually gave an update, kicked off, that was my first episode of the year. I mentioned the fact that I was gone for the holidays. I drove to Louisiana. That was a hybrid trip. So I drove on the 15th of December and flew back on the 17th of January. So one thing I learned, and I mentioned this last week and I'll mention this quickly, is one thing we talk about some of the lessons that the Rona has taught us and how we have to be creative and innovative, find different ways of doing things, remaining determined in order to make things happen. I learned during that last trip that I really enjoy driving. I really enjoy driving to Louisiana. I mean, sure, it's 1,100 miles each way, so it takes certainly much longer than flying. But there is definitely something to be said for driving and taking those long road trips. So another great lesson from the Rona impact in my life is that I really learned that lesson of just long distance driving like that. It's just great to get out on the interstate and make things happen, folks. And happy Mardi Gras. It is Mardi Gras season. Got my beads going on. So wanted to wish you a happy Mardi Gras in this new season, this new year of 2021. And as you'll recall last week, first episode where you saw my face of the year, I made the announcement that I am now a member of the Edge Fitness Clubs in Farmington Hills, Michigan. And I'm going to talk more about that the next couple of episodes, but want to talk about this series now that I kicked off last week by making that announcement. And the reason why I did that, I actually kind of worked backwards by making the announcement first and then I'm going to be working backwards, is on a personal level, I don't know how you feel, but I hate cliffhangers. I mean, it's like, can you just tell me what it is, and then whatever we can go from there. And so I did not want to build up to that and then make that announcement. I prefer to just make that announcement and then work backwards in this particular instance. But I know with cliffhangers, like, just tell me, can you just let me know what it is? The suspense can be too much at times, right? The suspense can be too much at times. So was excited to make that announcement. Actually joined the Edge Fitness Clubs on the 28th. So Thursday, the 28th of January, made that decision, and I'm going to talk about that next time. And certainly gave a lot of clues last year that was coming. So we'll talk more about that. But very excited for this new chapter. And that's one thing in my life. That my life is I've had a lot of new beginnings, a lot of new chapters, and it's always exciting. Just that period where you've made a change, you're going in a different direction. And so, as I alluded to in that episode, this is going to be a hybrid. This is going to be a hybrid scenario where it will be gym, the Edge Fitness Clubs, obviously, combined with Rachelle's Home Fitness Center. And so, go back to another wonderful lesson that the Rona taught me is that, Rachelle's Home Fitness Center is my insurance policy for fitness. I mean, I mentioned that on an episode towards the end of last year, but I just learned that lesson. I mean, it's just no matter what happens, no matter what's going on in the world, Rachelle's Fitness Center is always open 24/7. And so going to be having this hybrid format. I don't ever see myself going back to gyms exclusively because it's just, it's the behavior change. And we talked about that more when I talked about a SWOT analysis and just the impact and the threat that the coronavirus just has had, certainly for 2020, and continues to have on consumer behavior, where behaviors, all of a sudden people get used to working out at home, and then all of a sudden it's just the convenience, it's just different factors that weigh into that. People, instead of going to the stores when there was a lot of outages earlier in the coronavirus pandemic, shortages and outages of many foods and different things like that, people started ordering online and via Amazon, and instead of running to Walmart, Target, one of those stores, let me just order from Amazon. So Amazon has just been doing extremely well. So again, what is that? Shifts in consumer behavior. Shifts in consumer behaviors, and certainly the fitness industry. There's been a tremendous shift towards digital-based, app-based workouts, doing those type of things. It's wonderful. I do my own thing downstairs in my garage. If ever been one to do the digital app-based type workouts. I move around too much and I'm all over the place, and so they are working wonders for a lot of people, and it's exciting and it's wonderful to see the fitness industry really embracing that trend, just leveraging technology as necessary, and as the coronavirus certainly pushed a lot of people quicker than they would have in terms of embracing that technology and leveraging that technology otherwise, because there were certainly entities that were doing that, but certainly there wasn't the level of investment and the level of focus that there could have been before the coronavirus pandemic. And certainly that has shifted, because we got a lot of our particularly major chains that have these hybrid models where they've got memberships. I mean, a lot of members who are doing the app-based workouts and doing things like that, online workouts, virtual workouts, and certainly now continuing on with gyms that have been there. Have been some openings, some closings, some openings, reopenings, and so it just depends on what part of the country that you're in and just how the coronavirus pandemic is going. And so there have been those scenarios. We got a lot of gyms that have reopened and been open for a long time now. So we'll just continue to monitor that. But so excited, and just had to share that update with you regarding my new gym membership. And so one of the things that I talked about, and when we talk about decision making, the anatomy of a decision. And so last week, the Non-Fitness Friday episode, you hear me refer to that. That's what I'm talking about. So last week when I talked about the anatomy of a decision, the fact that when we make a decision, instead of, and this is actually pretty pertinent now, instead of a New Year's resolution. So somebody may say, well, I want to get fit, and that's my New Year's resolution. And so I've years ago, yes, I used to be just like everyone else. A lot of other people love New Year's resolutions, this and that. I mean, my fitness has always been, strong in that regard. So, but it was always different things. And so, but one thing that I've learned over the years is that it's just vital to make New Year's decisions. New Year's decisions. And what I mean by that is, when we make decisions, when we truly make decisions, we'll put some positive steps, some positive action steps behind those decisions, and really make it a goal that we're working towards, and we'll stay focused and determined, yada, yada, yada. And so that's the difference. A lot of resolutions, okay, and they just go by the wayside within a matter of days or weeks or months. And so we make these, when we seriously, truly make decisions, good decisions or bad decisions, decisions for our good and our welfare, or bad decisions that ultimately end up, just hurting people and harming people in various aspects of life. There's some actions that go either way. Either way, there's some action steps behind that. And so the resolution, the resolution could be there, and the decision could be, I made this resolution, and I'm to get fit in 2021, and the person may be doing absolutely nothing. So see, there's no action steps behind that decision that the person made. Yes, I made a resolution, but my decision is I'm deciding to continue to have a mediocre diet, and continuing to not do anything as far as exercise and getting mobile and moving around and getting active. So just keep that in mind. And so I love to talk about decisions, and making positive action steps and executing on those action steps as we move forward. And so I made that announcement that I joined Edge Fitness Online. So I clicked that join now button at 8:43 p.m. on the 28th, and it's probably helpful to note that, and I talked about this, and I posted pictures from it. So I went to the grand opening of that particular club on Saturday, September 28th, 2019. And so I became a member on January 28th, 2021. So there's some marketing lessons behind that. There's some sales lessons behind that, in terms of, you may not convert a person right away. It may take time, but you have to continue to plant the seed, certainly, which they did, and just a wonderful job they do. And certainly just one of the strengths of that particular franchise is feeding my mind. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this next week, where I'm a very cerebral person. They engage me pretty quickly from an education standpoint, and just on a weekly basis with those newsletters, spoke to my mind, continue to feed my mind, continue to educate me, and I'm just so grateful for that. I mean, just many different respects, but if you can engage my mind, you can really pull me in your direction. And so we'll talk more about that next week, folks. And so when we talk about what goes into making a decision, and the fact that we take proactive steps towards that decision. So you heard I made that decision, and so, but what you didn't see is what was going on behind the scenes. It says I was preparing to make that decision. I'm going to throw this over here. And so, because this is going to turn into, I'm going to have a little show and tell. And for the sake of this not appearing like Rachelle's Home Shopping Network, this is not product promotion. I'm not trying to sell brands or anything like that. This is just basically what I've done. And I'm just showing my life and just showing this aspect, obviously, of my decision making and some steps that I took that led up to that decision. So like I said, I gave you the decision and now I'm working backwards. And so we talk about positive steps and what goes into that. And so I have been preparing for that decision since pretty much the month of October, And so I was running, I was actually in Shreveport. It was the first week of October. I was actually in Shreveport, Louisiana at the time, and I was running. And I remember having the thought in my mind of which location is it going to be? The Northville location, which they had planned to open for the summer 2020, but then the Rona happened and gyms were closed. Is it going to be the Northville location or is it going to be the Farmington Hills location? Which location? So it was in my mind already. I was trying to determine which was which. And so I reached out to corporate and found out that they actually put a pause on that location. They pulled back from that Northville, Michigan location, which I was excited to see. I mean, I know it's closer to me, but just from a performance standpoint, that is a tough road to be opening up a new gym, particularly a sales-oriented gym. These days, in a competitive environment, because it's, our area is pretty competitive, I certainly support that decision should they decide to come back at a future date with it. But I just, you don't want to put people in a situation where they're going to struggle and it's going to be a rough road and a tough road. This is just a very tough time for fitness right now. Facility-based fitness, much tougher than certainly at-home and digital and virtual-based workouts and all of that. And so there's a lot that was going on behind the scenes that you didn't see, up to that time period. And so, and that is getting different. This is a new season of fitness, so getting new items in terms of getting new apparel and things like that for my fitness journey. And so, and I had to start off here is I'll show you a few items here. I had to start off with something funny. And so these, you have no idea how many earbuds I have gone through over the years. So we're talking about, May 17th will be 27 years of fitness. It's 27 years of my fitness journey, which started at the Barksdale, the former Barksdale Air Force Base Fitness Center, which was an old hangar, old aircraft hangar back in the day in 1994. And so I have been through so many different earbuds, and I have idiosyncrasies around them. And actually, you're gonna kind of learn today that I definitely have idiosyncrasies around my fitness stuff. And so, actually, probably the type of earbuds that I like the most is I've determined I've had the over-the-ear type, and I don't like stuff hanging on me. And so, anyway, we all have our own likes, dislikes, and idiosyncrasies. So these have actually worked very well for me. Found these a couple years ago. Yes. At Five and Below, again, this is not a promotion. This is not a product promotion or store promotion, brand or chain promotion. I'm just showing you and telling you what works for me. And the reason why I like these is because I move around a lot. I'm all over the place. I cross train. And so I'm on different machines doing this and that. And particularly at a place like Edge, I'm going to be sprinting again, doing agility footwork. There's going to be certainly elements to my workout that are going to be, resurrected like they were at Powerhouse. And so for these, the fact that it hangs over the back of my neck, and so it's amazing. They don't flop around, like if I'm running on the treadmill or whatever, they don't flop around. And so, but anyway, so I really, really have enjoyed these for the last couple of years. This is probably my 4th or 5th pair of these. And so, but I had to just show you. And so for Christmas, my sweet brother Oscar, my older brother Oscar, and brought me these Airpods Pro for the gym. And so when we talk about, why it's been almost 27 years that I've been on this fitness journey, and I have had some supportive people along the way, all types. Just sales managers and friends, and just all of this and that. Professors. It's like everybody knows how important my fitness journey is. Certainly my immediate family. My immediate family have just bought me all kinds of stuff and just support me, encourage me, know how much fitness is a priority and has been all these years in my life. And so my brother surprised me with these AirPods for the gym. And so I'm going to pair these, but I've been saving them in the box. I know I was going to show them for this particular episode. And so I had to laugh at myself when I saw these, and I thought to myself, because one thing, and I've shared this a couple years ago, it's one thing that I have, you got to be able to laugh at yourself, is I at times can have a tendency to lose things. So, and so I thought to myself, okay, AirPods at the gym where I'm running around and all over the place and whatever this and that. But anyway, I've learned that they also have the feature that, so I can do the Find My AirPod feature. And so that would be helpful in this particular instance. But even in the gym, you have no idea, particularly when I was at Powerhouse. And people knew that a lot of my stuff is purple, so it's kind of easy to identify me. So people were coming up to me, is this yours? I mean, which is all types of stuff, because I'm typically in those type of scenarios, I'm in a hurry. And so particularly when I'm leaving a place like that, I'm in a hurry. So I'm off, in a hurry to get on my next machine, or in a hurry to go over to this part of the gym. And so I'll leave stuff behind and this and that. And I thought to myself, like, oh no, the potential for losing one of these, it's certainly high. It's certainly very high. But now they do have that protective feature. And I also realized too that I would notice that, because music is such an integral and foundational part of my workouts. I would notice pretty quickly that, hold on, something isn't right. What happened to the sound in my right ear? Like, what happened? So I think I'd be able to catch it sooner rather than later. But I smiled and I said, my sweet brother. And if it weren't for my brother Oscar, man, I mean, he really just over the years just always brings me up to par and to code when it comes to technology. He brings me along in the times, everything from getting an iPhone and all these different things. So I have such a sweet brother. But I just had to share this and laugh at myself. So I said, oh, my poor brother. He doesn't realize my proclivity to be in a hurry and leave stuff or not know what I've done with stuff. So I just had to kick off with that. But just wanted to show you, again, decision making. So he knew, again, during Christmas time, he knew that I was about ready to make this move towards a hybrid format, home and gym-based workout. So when we make decisions in our lives, others around us are also pretty perceptive when it comes to them supporting us or recognizing that change is coming. Change is coming. And I had to show you this real quick. This towel, this LSU towel. So I saw this when actually the first time I drove to Louisiana last year. So that was for Father's Day weekend, and so stayed there for a little while. And so I saw this towel, and I said to myself, man, this would be such a cute gym towel. This would be such a cute gym towel. And I said, well, you know what? I knew mentally, of course, at that point, gyms were still closed here in Michigan. And I said, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait, and I'm going to buy that towel when I'm ready to make that move to the gym. And so I told you I got to Louisiana, I got to Shreveport on the 16th. I left on the 15th, stayed overnight in Sykeston, Missouri, and got there on the 16th. And I actually bought this on the 18th of December. And so you think about, again, the timing, particularly when we're making moves in our lives, folks, there are steps that we are taking that may be visible to others, maybe just be visible to yourself in terms of your mental preparations, but we are certainly making things happen. Socks, yes, new pair of socks. And this is an idiosyncrasy of mine. I told you we all have them, and this has been, almost 27 years. I know this about myself, is I like crew socks. Those little socks that are very, very common now, where they just go up to the ankle. I don't like the ankle socks. Like, that's not enough coverage. I just have this thing where I just love these socks. And it's, Michigan, we have this cold weather for a long time. And so I want my ankles to be warm when I'm walking from my car into the gym and from the gym to my car. And so I just have this thing I always have where I love these crew/tube socks. And so got that. And went and got some. This is also when I was in Louisiana. It's so funny. So I still have the receipt here, so I can actually see the date that I bought these. So bought these on 1/5/21. Yep. So bought these on 1/5/21. And so new gym towels. Yes, a couple new gym towels. I actually have 5 or 6 that I've had over the years, different colors. And so yes, I've got one dark brown for my Saints and purple. This will be my second purple towel that I actually currently own. I lost my brown one. I have no idea what happened to it. At some point when I was at Planet, I lost it. And so I actually need to find another gray towel as well. But I like to coordinate when I'm at the gym in terms of my, my outfits, in terms of what I'm wearing, my gym clothes. Color-wise, I like to coordinate. And so that's that. So I was getting some towels, Sports bras, yeah, I had to get ready and get those. Got some new apparel. And so again, this is stuff. So folks, sports bras, this type of stuff. I haven't been shopping like this in terms of gym stuff since 2015. I was still at Powerhouse. I was still at Powerhouse. So it's been a long time since I've made this, made these kind of purchases. And I recognize potentially from a temperature standpoint, I know that I'm about to get real hot and stuff again in terms of my workouts, my types of, I'm very cardio driven. So I'm doing 1 to 2 hours of cardio minimum when I'm in the gym. And so I even did that when I was at Planet. But now, again, the types of machine, the types of workouts that I'm going to be doing are certainly going to be back on par with what I used to do at Powerhouse. So it's going to be hot. I'm going to be sweating. So anyway, got my little jacket here, my little light purple jacket. And so again, an idiosyncrasy of mine. I know, folks, you're like, I had no idea Rachelle had all these idiosyncrasies about her workout stuff. And so so a jacket like this comes into play, not when I'm working out. It's too hot. I couldn't have something like this, in terms of, me getting on cardio machines and all this type of stuff, high intensity hit training, all of that, jump rope, speed jump rope. Can't do that with something like this on, okay, because I'm getting too hot. But what I do is, so always, for 27 years, almost 27 years, all my workouts, even here at Rachelle's Home Fitness Center, always start with cardio. I love cardio. Cardio is my heart. The lifeblood of my workouts. I'm passionate. I love cardio. Never once ever in all of these years has it ever occurred to me to step into a fitness center or go downstairs and start off with any type of strength or weight training. Just this, it works for a lot of people. They love it, whatever, this and that. But I love cardio, and there's a lot of people that hate cardio. So, but anyway, I love cardio. And so for me, start up with my cardio, do my cardio workouts, all of that, sweat, yada, 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 yada. Then always have a transition. And particularly anybody, if you've seen me in the gym before, you see this transition where after my cardio, I go to my locker, put on some type of jacket or pullover or something like that, and then go to weight training, street training, yoga stretching, which I'll be going back to my full stretches now, like I did at Powerhouse. So I'll be going back to my full stretches. So I always have to have a jacket on because at that point, my body temperatures come down. And so a lot of cases, I will actually be much cooler after that cardio portion. And so I need a jacket on at that point. So yes, folks, yes. We have to do to make it happen. Now this right here, once again, it's too hot to work on it, but this was just so cute. I just had to get this. This was just so cute. And so, yes, so the LSU, and so that's going to actually probably be a pullover slash, over my actual workout shirt when I come back out. We'll see, but that's also a type of shirt that I can just wear on any occasion, not just gym or not just fitness, anything like that. Yes, so I've had a Saint shirt similar to this, different design for a number of years. And so actually swapping that out now, go Saints and LSU Tigers. Yep, so here we go. As you can see, very short sleeves because I don't like long stuff. I don't like stuff hanging off me. I like fitted clothes when I'm at the gym, particularly during my cardio section. Cardio portion of my workout. I just don't like stuff flopping and roomy and all that kind of stuff. I like my stuff tight in terms of being fitted, appropriate, all of that. So this will be one of my pullovers, my after transition pullovers for, after my cardio in strength training and for strength training and yoga and all that kind of stuff, my stretching. So here's another one. New Orleans Saints got another pullover, and that's that. And got another Saints shirt. Yes, got another. You see, it's a slightly different design. All right, Southern Division. I had Southern Division at the bottom. And lastly, now these type of t-shirts I have found are too hot for me in terms of cardio, in terms of working out, but this was just so cute. So this may be like a pullover, after my workout type stuff. So, but anyway, just do it, LSU. And anyway, and as you may have seen here on the tags, you probably can't see it that far. All of this apparel came from TJ Maxx, and that's actually a store that I've gone to over the years when I was back at Powerhouse, and because they have those thinner shirts that I can utilize in terms of working out, and so they have this just wonderful type of fitness apparel. And on a side note, one thing I noticed about them this year is they really, really stepped up their game when it came to fitness offerings. Fitness offerings, because they had weights, they had exercise mats, they had everything towards the front of the store. It may still be like that now, but I know in the Shreveport and Bossier City locations where I got those items, their fitness section right there in the front of the store, very prominent weights. They had kettlebells. I was just very impressed. And I'm thinking, I've never known TJ Maxx to be this fitness oriented. I mean, yeah, they would have the active apparel section, but they really, really, really had some stuff for home-based fitness. So it looks like they too have really jumped on the trend of home-based fitness, and recognizing that there's a lot of incremental volume, a lot of incremental sales and revenues that all types of entities can certainly make. Those that sell apparel, and of course they have home-based goods and all that kind of stuff at TJ Maxx, but certainly this is the time, and they recognize that to really make some things happen as far as fitness is concerned. So a lot of different items that I purchased. It's been a long time since I purchased them, and so it took a little while. It took some time. It took some planning, but I did all of that just to show you, when we make decisions in our lives, instead of resolutions. No, imagine if I would have said, okay, I'm going to join Edge Fitness in the new year, and just it had done nothing. Had just done nothing and whatever. So, but when we make decisions, when we make serious decisions, we put action steps behind those decisions. All right, so since the first week of October, and I knew from a planning standpoint, okay, I ended up coming back, I think the 24th, 25th, 26th or something like that of October. And knew that I was going to be going back for the holidays. And so from a timing standpoint, I knew, okay, it's not going to be until after this year, until the month of January. And how is that all going to shake out? So that's why I didn't come back from Louisiana to Michigan in late October and join then, because I knew that there was going to be another big chunk of time that I was going to be gone, for the holidays. And so came back and made that happen. Had to do some shopping. Had to find that, going shopping for those different items and things. Took some time, took some planning. But you do what you got to do to make it happen. So regardless of what types of decisions that you need to make in your life, in terms of fitness, non-fitness, certainly we've got, owners here, franchise owners, gym leaders, facility leaders, whatever decisions that you have to make. Certainly if you want 2021 to be different than 2020, what decisions are you willing to make? There sometimes it's going to be some tough decisions. Sometimes it will be easy decisions. Sometimes it will involve people, and sometimes it won't involve people. It can involve processes. What are you going to do differently this year than you did last year? And there's got to be some decisions behind that. I'm deciding to do this because, and what are some steps that I want to go in a different direction? I want to do this, or I want to embrace technology and leverage the power of technology more in my operations. Because there are people now that are all over that. I mean, all kind of people that have traditionally been fitness-based, exclusively fitness-based, facility-based members, are really all over this trend of app-based workouts and things like that. And of course, I talked about Peloton so many times last year and how they continue to do extremely well. And now you've got Nordic Track and Bowflex, all of these different entities that are just doing extremely well during this prolonged season of the coronavirus pandemic. We will get through it, but just the challenge, as I mentioned last year, for certainly fitness facility leaders, is just the change in consumer behavior, the impact of the coronavirus pandemic on consumer behavior of all types of entities, because people are making decisions to say, well, you know what? Considering things they would have never considered, like me, for example, in home-based workouts. There's just no way, there's absolutely no way I would ever consider that had I not been forced to, because I knew that when those gyms shut down, I had to do something. Because why? The decision I made back in 1994 in Louisiana is my fitness is a top priority. Nothing or no one is going to come between me and that. And me and that decision, that's my decision. Nothing is coming between that. Nothing. And for almost 27 years, nothing or no one has come between that. But see, that's a decision. That's what I'm saying. When we make decisions, We can protect those decisions. We let other people. We have no problem communicating to people that those are our decisions, and that they will respect our decisions. But we've got to be committed to them. When people see you're committed and you're serious and you're faithful regarding your decisions, they will support you. And I've certainly had some wonderful people. I'm certainly inside of my immediate family and definitely outside of my immediate family that have been very, very supportive of that big decision I made years ago, that fitness will be a priority. My health will be a priority. That is just non-negotiable. Absolutely not in my life. So I had to make a decision. What am I going to do? Because doing nothing is not an option. So what am I going to do? And so that's when Rachelle's Home Fitness Center was born on March 21st, 2020. It is so hard to believe. And again, going back full circle, where did I get that inspiration from? The Edge Fitness Clubs. The Edge Fitness Clubs. So very, very grateful things in life often have a way of coming full circle. So I'm so excited for this new chapter of my fitness journey. And in the next couple of weeks, we're going to dig deeper and talk about decision making, particularly my decision making, like what into in terms of choosing a gym and all of this and that, my decision making processes that I went to in order to make that happen. So folks, stay tuned for that. I cannot wait. Make it a great day. And so folks, but remember, I am positively passionate about your fitness and success. Stay tuned. Can't wait to see you next time. Make it a great day.